It's over!
He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here today.
Hi, I'm Rupha Ramani and you're watching Firstpost. We will cross over two ends of a spectrum today. To stay motivated in sports for years is tough, especially when we see that with time and as years pass, competition, the scale of technology and the demands of the sport itself spiral to incredible heights. And the same goes for when anyone is starting out. How do you know where you will end up in the future? And the losses can really slow you down. So today, we look at superstars nearing the end of their careers, still challenging each other. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo has recently overtaken Messi in a very, very unique record, and the world is waiting for Messi's response. And then, of course, we look at an 8-year-old wonder boy. How many of these child prodigies are we witnessing who are defying the rule books, and gives a lesson in aiming for the stars, even when you are just starting out. And of course, speaking of superstars, the latest buzz in the world of cricket, India's Jasprit Bumrah will not play the 4th Test match against England. Does the balance shift in the visitors' favour now, with the series still wide open? All of that lined up on the show today. But first, a look at the headlines in Sports 360. We'll start with football. The race for the Premier League title continues to intensify. Manchester City secured a nervy 1-0 win over Brentford. Despite enjoying a 75% possession, City had to wait for the only goal of the match. Striker Erling Haaland scored the goal in the 71st minute of regulation time. Man City are now just 1 point behind table toppers Liverpool. France's captain Kylian Mbappe has reportedly agreed to join Spanish club Real Madrid. Reports say a new 5-year contract has been drawn up. Mbappe will earn over $16 million a season. It's also being reported that he will get about $162 million as signing bonus to be paid over 5 years. Mbappe is yet to sign on the dotted line. In tennis, it was another setback for the men's world number 2, Carlos Alcaraz. He sustained an ankle injury during the first round of the Rio Open. The 25-year-old was forced to retire after just 2 points into the opening game. Alcaraz was up against wildcard Thiago Monteiro when the mishap happened. He crashed out of the Argentina Open just before this in the semi-final. Over in cricket, the 2024 edition of the Indian Premier League, or the IPL, is set to start from the 22nd of March. This was confirmed by the league's chairman, Arun Dhumal. However, he said the IPL fixtures were yet to be announced, as the tournament will clash with India's general elections. And sources say it could be a phased-out IPL schedule, keeping that in mind. And to wrap up the headlines, this one's off the field. Indian cricketer Virat Kohli and Bollywood actor Anushka Sharma took to Instagram to announce the news of the birth of their second child, putting social media platforms on overdrive. That's the reason why Kohli was out of the ongoing 5-match test series versus England. Now, Lionel Messi has been in the news for all the wrong reasons over the last few weeks, thanks to rubbing certain countries and their fans the wrong way. Contrastingly, his biggest rival, Cristiano Ronaldo, has been doing all the right things despite being the outcast as far as the awards lists have been concerned last year. And here comes another chapter in the whole Cristiano Ronaldo versus Lionel Messi debate, a debate that continues even after 2 decades, and it's one we never tire of. While Ronaldo has his records and trophy cabinets to boast of, Messi has his fair share too. When the Argentine won the 2024 FIFA World Cup, many assumed that this would surely settle it all. But then again, World Cup isn't an individual trophy, it's a team event. At least that's what Ronaldo fans would have said and reminded everyone. The duo from there have gone their separate ways, made inroads in different parts of the world, and have established their stronghold in their own space. If Messi has a World Cup, Ronaldo has more Club World Cup titles to his name. If Messi has 8 Ballon d'Or awards, Ronaldo is in the vicinity with 5. If Messi has the edge in league titles, Ronaldo has the upper hand in Champions League. If Messi has 30 trophies to his name, Ronaldo is snapping at his heels at 22. So many trophies in just one picture. Now, Messi may have all the trophies, yes, but here's what I'm getting at. The one thing that Ronaldo is better at is goal scoring. Ronaldo is a goal scoring machine and has been for years now. He has not only thrived at club level, but also at the international stage. And here's what making this month so much more sweeter for him and for his fans. The Portuguese superstar overtook Lionel Messi in a unique tally. During Al Nassr versus Al Fateh Saudi Pro League game, Cristiano Ronaldo scored in the 17th minute to put Al Nassr ahead in the game. The goal not only ensured Al Nassr's 2-1 victory later on, but also helped him in overtaking Lionel Messi. And here's the clincher. Ronaldo overtook Messi in a non-penalty goals category for club and country. But why is this so important? You see, Messi fans have often taunted Ronaldo and his fans by calling Ronaldo Penaldo, as in someone who scores only via penalties. So this goal is Ronaldo's way of saying he will take every little taunt, turn it around and crush it, like he has with this one. With his latest goal that he scored a couple of nights ago, Ronaldo now has 715 non-penalty goals compared to Messi's 714. Clearly enough to shut all the Penaldo remarks for good now. And given the way Ronaldo is performing in Saudi Pro League, he doesn't look like he will stop anytime soon. Ronaldo has scored a total of 21 top-flight goals this season for his Saudi club. After adjusting his life in the first year, Ronaldo seems to have hit his stride in the second. Messi, on the other hand, is trying to focus on the pitch and firefight off it. He has had his hands full with a massive hit to his image and his relationship with a country like China. We delved into that in detail just yesterday. So this phase on the field for his American side, Inter Miami, is crucial. If Ronaldo is doing all he can on the football ground to shut out the noise, Messi too will have to follow suit. And it's the opportune moment. The 29th MLS season is all set to kick off tonight. And starting off proceedings is Lionel Messi's Inter Miami, taking on Real Salt Lake in South Florida. Let's set this one up for you just a bit. Inter Miami has come back with a rather poor preseason friendly results. During the Riyadh Cup, they first lost 4-3 to Al Hilal, followed that up by a 6-0 hammering against Al Nassr. Their only win came against Hong Kong 11, where they won 4-1, but it was followed by a penalty shootout loss against Japanese club Vissel Kobe. And their last preseason friendly game in Argentina also ended in a 1-1 draw. It was against Messi's boyhood club, Newell's Old Boys. So clearly, for Messi, it has been dismal times on the field and also off it, which is why all eyes will be on the superstar. The last few weeks have brought the entire world to zone in on Messi. Remember when Messi was getting into every awards shortlist and pocketing all the highest honors last year? Everyone was watching out for Ronaldo's comments, his reactions, or what he would do or say on the field, how he would really respond to this, in what manner. Messi is under the heat now. The tables have turned in just weeks. And look, all I got to say is both are superstars. They are legends whom all of us have had the privilege to witness battle against each other. So safe to say, Messi won't crumble or falter or take this one lying down. And maybe somewhere, that's what all of you want to see too, because a rivalry has to continue. And for that to happen, Messi has to respond, and with equal fire. Now, when I mention India-England Test Series, two top trending words are baseball and Jaiswal. Sure, they rhyme, but the reasons behind it are not so charming. Ben Duckett's casual comment on Jaiswal's batting being inspired by baseball has incited heavy criticism. First, from his own compatriots, former captain Nasser Hussain gave him quite the strong telling off. And now former Aussie captain Michael Clarke has also jumped in, roasting the statement and the player in question, saying clearly Ben Duckett has not followed cricket for 20 years and seems to have assumed that aggression is a patent of the England cricket team. The other word, of course, that's trending now is Jasprit Bumrah. The lead Indian pacer will be absent from the fourth test. He has been rested for this one, and that's in an attempt to manage his workload. But how will it really impact the Indian campaign, especially with the series still wide open?
Jasprit Bumrah's story is one of resilience. A horrible back injury threatened to put a full stop to his career. But what a comeback it's been. He has never looked like he was away from international cricket for a whole year. He is a special talent. And since his comeback, a short T20 series against Ireland, and then of course the big one, the World Cup, Jasprit Bumrah has not looked back. The only bowler who could match him and even create a bigger fear in the opposition late last year was Mohammad Shami, who is out with an injury now. Let's show you how much bowling Bumrah has done in this series against England alone. Bumrah has bowled 80.5 overs in the 3 tests he's played. And it comes as little surprise that he is the highest wicket taker too so far, with 17 wickets to his name at a stunning average of 13.64. That's enviable. So India will be giving him a rest with a hand on their very fast beating heart. Because let's face it, what are your replacements when it comes to leading the pace attack? There's no Shami to step up and take charge. Mohammad Siraj is all heart and perseveres, but he can't really match up to Bumrah. You've got Mukesh Kumar. He's been called up and is probably most likely to take his place in the 11. He had a confident outing in the domestic tournament where he picked up his career-best match haul of 10 for 50. But then again, his appearance in the second test when Siraj was rested really didn't give much to write home about. He came back with figures of 1 for 70 from just 12 overs. Then there's Akashdeep, who's impressed all with his recent performances. For India A against the English Lions, where he topped the wicket charts. So there is some spotlight on him. And you know, this is a test with a lot on the line. Sure, India is 2-1 up, but with 2 more tests still to go, the series is pretty wide open. The thinking behind giving Jasprit Bumrah a rest is a noble and wise one. Let's not take away from that. He has a very, very packed schedule heading his way as India's premier fast bowler. There's the IPL or the Indian Premier League that's coming up in a few months, and then there's the T20 World Cup. That is paramount. A full plate then. And maybe the India think tank thought it's a rest now or never. Interestingly, England is the country that has mastered the rotation policy. Being one of the first countries to actually do this, where the likes of James Anderson and Stuart Broad would be rested knowing the workload they were enduring, India is only waking up to this in the last couple of years. And that too after big players like Virat Kohli speaking out about the load they undergo both physical and mental owing to the busy demanding cricket calendar. But India will have to ask themselves a couple of hard questions. Did they get the timing of the break right? And who in this lineup can truly step up and take charge? Is the bench being groomed enough or picked well to step up in case of adversaries? Those are some questions they need to start finding answers to. Clear management in the coming years and keeping everyone in the right space will be one of the biggest challenges for cricket bodies.
Now, what would you expect an 8-year-old kid to do? Maybe play in the backyard, develop a hobby, or participate in sports? I wouldn't say you're wrong to think of all or any of that, because 8 years of age is still too young to dream big, do the impossible things, and kind of correct what is norm, what many of us have lived our lives by. But then again, this year started off on us being corrected and reminded never ever to underestimate kids. A teenager, all of just 13, Willis Gibson, destroyed Tetris. If Tetris was human, it would have cried, if not only because of the unbelievable loss, then surely of the humiliation of crumbling against a kid. Someone else is in Tetris's shoes now. I'll tell you a little more on this, of course. Indian-born Singaporean Ashwath Kaushik defied all odds and executed a historic chess game. His celebrations may not have been as wild as that of Willis Gibson, but the achievement is just as brilliant. 8-year-old Kaushik on Sunday beat Grandmaster Jacek Stopa in a game of classical chess. So who's a Grandmaster? Now, a Grandmaster is the highest title awarded in chess, aside from that of the world champion title, of course. Now, in order to become a Grandmaster, a player must reach a FIDE rating of 2,500. It's incredible. Now, we've spoken about FIDE ratings here in the past. It's basically equivalent to your rank and your position. The rating point is a code to show where you stand in that list the world over. So in, say, Tetris terms, a Grandmaster is close to level 157. And thus an 8-year-old beating a Grandmaster is a remarkable achievement. The historic triumph came in round 4. This was Kaushik's 4th consecutive win at the tournament. Reflecting on his win, though, Kaushik said, and I quote, "It felt really exciting and amazing, and I felt proud of my game and how I played, especially since I was worse at one point, but managed to come back from it." Quite the controlled statement from an 8-year-old. With this win, of course, Ashwath at the age of 8 years, 6 months and 11 days became the youngest player ever to defeat a Grandmaster. He, of course, has broken the barrier that was established just last month. Leonid Ivanovic from Serbia became the first player under the age of 9 to defeat a Grandmaster in a classical tournament game. But as they say, records are meant to be broken. Ashwath shattered that record by almost 5 months. He now joins a prestigious list of young talents, Indian-born, who have beaten a Grandmaster. The list has, of course, world's youngest Grandmaster ever, Abhimanyu Mishra, and of course, India's rising chess prodigy, R Praggnanandhaa. All of these under 11 years old when they did this, and of course, when they scripted history. And Ashwath is not just part of the list, but is the topper in that. So it's players like Ashwath who are rewriting history books with their triumphs, and thus this tweet from Anish Giri, another Grandmaster, sums up the achievement. 8 is the new 12. It's like everyone under 8 will now have a task in hand to beat that record and do better. So what's Ashwath's story then? He was born in India, has been living in Singapore though now for 6 years. This isn't Ashwath's first major achievement as well. He won triple gold in the under 8 category of the Eastern Asian Youth Championships in 2022. He also learned the chess rules at the age of 4. Imagine that. But Ashwath doesn't come with chess in his family, unlike, say, a Praggnanandhaa. No one in his family plays the game, and thus Ashwath's achievement was a bit shocking even for his father.
It's surreal as there isn't any sports tradition in our families. Every day is a new discovery, and we sometimes stumble in search of the right pathway for him.
With this kind of smarts and talent, maybe you don't need a background in chess. But for an 8-year-old to achieve this is still incredible. It's safe to say Ashwath was meant to do this. His demeanor, though, his quiet celebration and a very mature remark right after the win just makes him a good fit for this. At 8 years of age, this is incredible, but here's the catch. I showed you a list of the youngest Indian-born players who've beaten Grandmasters. But if I had to give you a number of kids 10 years and under who have triumphed over Grandmasters, then there have been just 12. Only 12 the world over. And out of that list, only one has gone on to become a Grandmaster himself. The other is on the path to becoming one and whose future looks bright. Of course, Praggnanandhaa is whom I'm referring to. So not every unbelievable achievement will translate to a fantastic career, but not all will be a flash in the pans either. But this chess player story has definitely started off in the best possible way. Now, it's the end of the show, but still there's some time for last serve. Now, we've seen political top brass the world over, whether it's Macron or India's very own PM Modi, getting ever so involved in sports, sporting events, and also probably trying their hand out at some. Here's the royal family engaging in not so very regal activities. Prince Harry, along with the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan, had a field day in the frozen tracks of Canada. Looks like they had a blast there, but that does it here on Firstpost. We hope you enjoyed this, but that's all the time we have here. I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, do take care.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.